What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah. Today we're going to be playing the first module for Rusty Dagger from Rob Salters. This is going to be the Spire of the Golem module, and we're going to play through the whole thing, beginning to end. The narrative bits, the combat bits, the interlude story bits, all of it. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm excited for more modules to come out, but we're going to start at the beginning. Before we do that, however, if you have not hit that like, subscribe, or share button, please consider doing that, as it will help our heroes grow strong and stay alive. And let's get into the Spire of the Golem, the first module for Rusty Dagger. Rumors of the structure mysteriously appearing several nights ago have made their way to your favorite tavern, the Rusty Dagger. From the whisper of your fellow patrons, you have gathered that the structure has yet to be entered by any of the locals. Upon making the decision to see this structure for yourself, you set off at first light. After traveling for a full day, you reach a towering onyx spire settled in a clearing just beyond the tree line. Its ominous sight is supplemented by a malodor that fills your nostrils with a scent of rot. Staying within the tree line, you cautiously make your way around the spire to scan for guards. Halfway around the spire, you see a figure lying against a nearby tree. As you approach the still figure, you notice a weapon leaning against the tree as well. Closing in, you see that it is a lean man wearing padded leather armor. As you take a step closer, the man casually turns his head in your direction and speaks. "Be easy, my friend. I am here to loot this place just as you." The announcement of his intentions relaxes you somewhat. Resting your hand on your weapon, you step into the stranger's line of sight. After introductions, the man you know now as the skilled thief, Allendale, tells you the what information he has collected so far. Allendale has been scouting the spire since the first days of its appearance. There seems to be no windows, balconies, or entries visible from the outside. But each night, once the moon reaches its highest point, a doorway will manifest for a time, Allendale says. Unaware of what's beyond the walls of the spire, a temporary alliance between Allendale and yourself could be advantageous. And that, my friends, brings us to our first break, or first section of the module, which is the narrative challenge, to try to persuade our friend Allendale here to join the party. So I'm going to roll 2d6 and add my candor modifier, which I believe is +1. Is indeed +1, so I'm looking for a 5 up here. That's a 2, 7 +1 is an 8, so Allendale will join the party, and I assume we will wait for nightfall for the mysterious door to appear. As the moon rises to its apex, an opening begins to form at the base of the spire. Once the entrance is fully present, Allendale tells you that the entrance will begin to close in 3 hours' time. With this knowledge, you brace yourself and take the first step into the spire. As you walk the twisted ascending halls of the spire, you notice that there are no torches lining the walls, yet there is just enough light for you to see several feet in front of you. Finally, a door comes into view. Holding your breath, you lean in on the door, listening for activity. Sounds of low groans and shuffling feet fill your ear. Drawing your weapon, you prepare to open the door. As we swing that door open, we enter our first combat challenge of the module. Now on this first one, I'm going to walk through the steps of how this gets set up. In future ones, I'll probably just skip through that part. So when we get in here, we start with deploying ourselves. So we roll a d6, and we deploy on this side. Then we'll roll for the bad guys, who will do the same thing, a d6, and deploy on this edge. And then we roll for the placement of the obstacle. For Draeth, that's a 1. So he's going to go right there. For Allendale, 4. And for my wolf Hopper, 4. We re-roll that one and get a 3. And we roll for the zombies. Zombie on 2. Zombie on 3. Zombie on 4. Okay. And then we roll for the objects, the obstacles. So in this scenario, we need 3 low, 3 small low, and 1 large low. So small is occupies 1 space, large is occupies 4 space. Low means that it's -2 to your move stat to get over it. Roll for the obstacles, we roll a d6 and a d10, and that gives us our place to coordinate to plot it. So we'll go 5 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'll be a small thing. We'll do another small thing. 3 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 10, 9, 8. One more small thing. 3 and 9. So that's going to be right smack in front of those friends. And then we've got the large thing to place, which will be 5 and 4. So we're going to put that right there. Yeah, that works. And then we load up the initiative bag. You start with 3 each. I'm going to be the purple. They're going to be the red. I gained advantage when Allendale joined my party. So for this combat challenge, I get an extra chit in the bag. First one out is me. When you activate, you get 2 activations, but you can't do the same thing twice. So I'm going to start with Hopper, the wolf, and you can only move orthogonal, so left, right, up, down. He moves fast, so he can go 6 spaces. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next up is zombies. Zombies are slow, so we'll move this zombie 2 spots. 1, 2 to right there. We got another zombie, so we'll go 1, 2 to right there, moving closer to me. They don't have a melee weapon. They don't have a ranged weapon. They're not in range to swing, so their action is to move closer. We got next shit is going to be one of mine. So I'm going to move Draeth, my mercenary. He moves normal, which is 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. Oh, wait, I can't move twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go right there. I was trying to put 2 actions together at the same time. This is another of mine. I'm going to activate Allendale, who's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Start coming around that top side of the room. Next is the last enemy chit. So that zombie will move 1 and 2. Well, maybe it'll go this way. 1 and 2. And that'll bring us, I have 1 left in the bag, which will be my hero. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and swing right here. So I'm going to roll my 2d6 and add my modifier for my swordsmanship. So that is a fail. Well, maybe it's a fail. That's a 4. Yes, I believe that's going to be a fail. Yes, that is a miss. We put our chits back in the bag and we go to another round of combat. One of mine. So we're going to activate. We're going to activate the wolf. Yes, we're going to activate the wolf and move right there. Do another one of mine. So now we're going to activate Draeth, and now I have +1 to attack because the wolf's ability is that whenever an adjacent hero attacks, they get +1 to their attack. That is an 8 + 2, I believe, for my modifier. +2 for my swordsmanship modifier, +1 for him, so that takes me to an 11. With the enemies, when all their chicks, they have a dice, a polyhedral assigned to them. For the zombies, it is a d6 + 3. So for them to try to block, they would roll and add the 3, which is an 8. The 8 does not beat my 11, so I deal 1 point of damage to that zombie. So the wounded zombie is going to swing, take the first activation here. It's going to roll its dice, getting a 9, which is pretty good. And I'm going to roll my Baron, which is a +1 modifier, getting a 12. So no damage dealt to me. I dodge the attack. Next up is a zombie. So this fellow's going to move 1 to right there because you can't attack on the diagonal, is my understanding. And it will swing at Wolfie. So it'll roll its d6, getting a 6. Wolfie has an action dice of a d8 + 1. So we'll roll that. I got a 3, so that'll be 1 point of damage to Hopper. Next is the last zombie chit. So this zombie will move closer to me. So it'll go 1, 2. Still can't attack because of the diagonal. And then with my last initiative chit for me, I'm going to activate Drayeth again and swing at that zombie. Getting a 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to roll the dice, but that zombie cannot successfully block that. They only have 2 health, so that will kill a zombie. We reset the bag, draw a zombie chit. The zombie that is already in a position to attack will attack first. Getting a 9. Oof. Let's see what Hopper can do. Hopper's going to take another point of damage. We'll move into a position to attack Drayeth. Getting a 6. Drayeth rolls his 2d6 check. Gets a 4 for his brawn check to dodge, so he will take damage. We drew a good guy chit. So Drayeth gonna swing at that zombie. Getting a 6, 7, 8, 9. So zombie could block, but does not. So that'll be 1 damage to that zombie. Next enemy, or good guy chit, we're gonna activate Allendale, who's gonna move in and swing at that zombie. He's plus none because he's got a 5 of sword. 9 is a pretty good 9 is a pretty good roll, and it definitely beats a 4. So that'll be 1 point of damage to that. Next out of the bag is another enemy chit, and they both have a damage on them, so we're going to randomize which one swings. So on an even, it'll be the northern zombie. Even, so that guy will swing. He'll swing at the one who's already damaged, so he's going to swing at Hopper. Getting a 9, that's a good roll. And that'll deal another point of damage. Activations in the bag are mine. 1 will go to Drayeth to swing at that zombie. Getting a 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, zombie blocks. I'm going to use the other chit on Drayeth as well. And go again. That's a 10, 11, 12, 13. Zombie cannot block that. Dead zombie. Alright, we load the bag back up. We go to the next combat round because I have not yet succeeded in clearing. First one out of the bag is a bad guy chit. So he'll swing at Wolfie. Getting a 7. Wolfie gets a 4. That's another damage. Poor friend is taking a beating. Just an absolute beating here. Let's go zombie. Swinging at Hopper. Getting a 6. Hopper finally manages to dodge an attack. Let's go. Next chit. We got good guy. So Drayeth gonna move 1, 2, 3 and swing at that zombie. I'm just my base plus 2 here. Oh, that is a crit because of the ability natural success. That means a 12, a natural 12 always hits regardless of any other modifier. So that, with the 1 point of damage already on him, will kill that zombie and bring us to the end of this combat challenge. Here in the room, we catch our breath, and we're gonna make a search room roll, which is my 2d6 check dice, which it's always the 2d6 when you or your companions make a check, unless it's like the Hopper where it specifically says otherwise. And we're gonna add our luck modifier, which is plus 1. So that is a 9, 10. 10 plus, we find a healing potion and a vial of acid. After clearing that room and finding what we need to find, we have an opportunity to make camp and rest here by the fire for just a little while. I am going to give the vial of acid at this point to Allendale. Drayeth is going to keep the healing potion. I was going to use the healing potion on the dog, but it specifically says that pets cannot use items. So it is what it is. Hopefully Wolfie survives. Hopefully Hopper, her name is Hopper. Hopefully Hopper survives. After entering several rooms with little to no valuables among them, you decide to keep to the main hall. As you progress, you notice a subtle change in the flagstones lining the floor. Suddenly, your next step triggers a flagstone to click. With that little warning, darts come speeding toward you. Okay, so as these darts are whizzing down the hallway towards me, I need to make an agility test, target number 6 to pass. So starting with Drayeth, who's +0. 7, he's good. Moving to Allendale, also +0. 4, he is not good. And Hopper. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Hopper gets a D8. Hopper's good. All right, so just Allendale will take 1 wound. The time to recover from the dart trap is short as you hear movement traveling in your direction, and it's moving much faster than the zombies you faced earlier. All right, this is our initial deployment for this combat challenge. The chits are loaded into the bag. Let's see how it goes. Enemy chit. At this point, we're just going to randomize. So 1, 2, 3. 1. So this wolf will activate first. It's fast. It'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, chit. Hero chit. Okay, let me think. Allendale is going to move 1, 2, and then try to huck this vial of acid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, roll well, buddy. 6. Ooh, maybe. Okay, so that vial of acid has a static action score, which is 6. Which I make, so then I think the wolf gets to try to dodge it. Okay. Wolf does not dodge it. He had a D6 +6, plus D6 as his action dice for the zombie dog. So he doesn't dodge it, and will take 2 damage, which is enough to kill that zombie hound. Outstanding. Good job, Allendale. The bag is another one for me. So I'm gonna come to here, I think. Yes, I'm gonna move to right there, and then stay put. Next one is me. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. The wolf is gonna jump up on the table. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4 movement, and he'll just sit right there for the time being. All right, so we got a enemy activation. So we'll do a D3. I didn't assign anything. Even, odd, odd. So the rat moves normal, so it'll come 1, 2, 3, 4 to right there. Next, chit activation goes to the zombie hound, who will move down and towards Drayeth. Next round, first activation, even is the zombie hound. Even is the zombie hound. So zombie hound will move up to Drayeth and attack. So he's a D6, 4, plus a D6, 6. So he gets a 10 to hit. Coming against me here, I get a 8, 9, 10 because, wait, 8. I have a 9 there, not an 8. So that will deal a point. Next one is me. So I'm going to activate Drayeth, who's going to swing back at this wolf right here. Getting a 11, 12, 13 for my base modifier, 14 for the aid from Hopper. And that's so wolf cannot beat that. No sense in rolling its action dice. It cannot beat that number. That'll be a point of damage on that zombie wolf. We'll go to the next activation. That is an enemy activation. So rat will activate, move up, and attack Hopper. Rat is a D6 plus 1, getting a 6. Hopper is a D8 plus 1. Ooh, and he blocks that. That's really good because the rat has an infectious bite. Not exactly sure what that does, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to find out. Me, and I'm going to activate Drayeth again and swing at the wolf. Ooh, getting a 8. Maybe I can get in there. Ooh, not looking good. Ooh, nope. That wolf will block, dodge out of the way of that attack. And next activation is me, and I'm going to activate Drayeth again and just try to get in here. I really want to finish this wolf off right now. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a decent roll. Let's see what the wolf gets. Good start. 3, 5, 8. That'll finish off that zombie hound. And last activation in the bag will go to the rat, who will attack Hopper. Getting a 6. Hopper gets a 5. So that'll be a point of damage, and we'll see what infection's damage. And his movement is reduced to crawl, which is 1 space. And we will pick up the tokens and go to the next round of combat. First activation to the rat. Let's see what it does. It's a 4. Come on, Hopper. Oh, good job, Hopper. He dodges that. Next activation. Okay, rat. He gets a 5. Hopper gets a 4. So that will lay Hopper down. Oh. Rat will activate again. Okay, so right here we come in. I want to talk a second about opportunity attacks. Now, opportunity attacks say that when a model moves and it is adjacent to another model, I would get a swing at it. Now, right now, when this rat moves to here, I don't think that I get an attack of opportunity, because I think that since you can only attack on the orthogonal, I think that when a model is at the diagonal, it's beyond attack of opportunity range. That's my understanding, but if I'm wrong, please let me know. So for now, rat's going to move and try to bite Drayeth. He gets a 2, and I dodge. The rest of the activations in the bag are me, and it's going to be Drayeth punching this, trying to chop this rat. So that's a 4, 5, 6. Rat dodges. Next swing. That's a 10, 11, 12. Rat cannot dodge. That's a damage. And last swing. 6, 7, 8. Rat cannot dodge because the highest it can get is a 7. That is a dead rat. My poor friend. On the small upside, as I rummage through the room, I do manage to find 5 wealth that I can add to my pockets. And hopefully at some point, like, I'll get to a campsite and I will be able to revive my friend. Finally, you reach a large wooden double door decorated with skulls and iron accents. You see golden light escaping between the cracks in the wood. Intrigued by this, you crash the doors open and are greeted by a towering stone figure standing amongst a golden jewel. The jewel, roughly the size of a man's fist, is the source of the light you saw from outside the doors. As you step forward, the stone figure begins to animate. A booming voice comes from the figure, and it speaks a warning. You who would enter this place will suffer the same fate as those roaming these halls. The golem steps from its station guarding the jewel and makes its way toward you. Stepping into the door at your rear is Allendale. Looks like it will be him or us, my friend. Alright, we've found the big golem along with his zombie cohort, and we're ready to get in here and do them dirty. First chit, bad guys. We'll do a D3, so 1, 2, 3. 1, big guy's going to activate, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 because he moves normal. Going to start shambling his way up through the room. Next chit is me. I'm going to move Drayeth up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's gonna drink the potion, the health potion that he has, and take him back. Guy token, so even, odd. Even, move up 2. Bad guy, zombie will shamble forward 2. Last ones are gonna be me. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I'm kind of blocked off a little bit by that shelf because they can't attack on the diagonal and they can't get over it. So then I'm going to swing. So I have to get at least a 6 here or it will not do any damage. That is a 9, 10, 11. And he has a D8 plus a D6. He gets an 8, so that'll deal 1 point of damage. Last activation is me. And I'm going to use it to move Allendale up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then use his special ability Sleight of Hand to put an action token back in the bag, and then I'm going to use that token on Drayeth to swing again. Drayeth gets a 11, 12, 13. Golem gets a 9. That's going to do another point of damage to the Golem. First activation is to me. I'm going to activate Drayeth, and I'm going to swing at the Golem. That is a 7, 8, 9. That's enough. He rolls a 6. That's another point of damage to the Golem. Golem will activate and swing at Drayeth, getting a 6. Okay, that's not... Oh, yeah. Block that. Just plink, deflect it to the side with my big sword. Enemy activation, so even for that zombie. Odd, so this zombie will go 1, 2. Another one for me. I'm going to have Drayeth go ahead and swing again. That's a 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah, that definitely... Golem just swats that away with like it's just absolutely nothing. All right, so next activation, who will move to attack the Golem. It's a 7. So if the Golem rolls poorly, it is enough to get past the armor. Golem does not roll poorly, so nothing will happen there. Last activation in the bag will be this zombie, who will go 1, 2 towards the activation out of the bag is me, and Drayeth's going to continue to try to wail on this Golem. Getting a 9. That's enough. Golem's dice cooled off for a second. That'll take it to 4 damage taken, 2 health remaining on the Golem. Activation is another one of mine. Drayeth's going to keep swinging. That's a 10, 11, 12. That's a pretty good roll. That's a 9. That's another point of damage to the Golem. Golem's turn, finally. So the Golem will randomize. So on an even, he'll swing at Allendale. On an odd, he'll swing at Drayeth. Even, he will swing at Allendale. Getting a 12. Allendale gets less than a 12, so that'll be 1 damage to Allendale. My last activation. I'll let that stop. My last activation is going to be Allendale. I'm gonna see if he can kill the Golem, and then oh no, because if he does that, then it can just. But then it. No. I'm gonna see if Drayeth can finish the Golem, and then Allendale / him can try their luck again. So we're in Drayeth. Swing. Ooh, that is a 7. That's not great. That's a 7 for the Golem. That is enough to block me. So no damage dealt there. Last 2 activations will be these zombies. So with the Golem still alive, that zombie will move to here and attack Allendale. That's a 5 against a should be a 6. Even if it's not a 6, then I would be -1, which would be a 5, which would still be enough to dodge. This zombie will move up towards the first activation is the Golem, and we'll see who he attacks. Even is Allendale. Odd, so he will swing at Drayeth. He gets a 5. It's a pretty low roll. Yes, I will sidestep his blow. Good guy, Drayeth, gonna swing at the Golem. Let's see if we can finish him off right here. That's an 8, 9, 10. It's a decent roll. Oh, Golem gets a 10. I saw that too, and I was like, oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna happen. But then there was an 8, and that is right, not another bad guy. So this zombie will swing at Allendale, getting a 3. Allendale sidesteps. That's another one for me. Drayeth is going to try again to finish off the Golem. That's a 9, 10, 11. That's a 9. That'll finish off the Golem. Golem is deceased. Still got to clean up these zombies, but I'm not super worried or as worried about them as I was about the Golem, because his action dice were pretty beast. Last enemy is the zombie, who will move 1, 2 into fighting range, and we'll see who he wants to attack. Even is still Allendale. Odd, he will attack Drayeth, getting a 7. Drayeth +1 to the roll, gets an 8. That is enough to sidestep. Last activation in the bag is mine, and I will use it for Allendale to swing at this zombie. Allendale gets a 5. Zombie gets a 7. Miss activation. Even for that zombie. Even this zombie will attack Allendale with a 2. Allendale cannot fail the roll. He tried really hard to fail the roll, but he didn't quite do it. All right, this zombie. Let's see who he attacks. He will attack Allendale with a 5, 6. Allendale will fail that roll activation. Drayeth will swing at that zombie, getting a 9, 10, 11. Zombie cannot possibly block that. Takes damage. Drayeth will hack at that zombie again. That's a 8, 9, 10. Again, zombie cannot possibly block that. So that'll be a dead zombie. I have an action left, so I can move 1, 2 to right there. And we'll see what the last activation in the bag, or the next activation. Enemy activation. So even is still Allendale. Even coming to Allendale with a 6. Allendale gets an 8, which is enough. He blocks, sidesteps. Last activation is me. Drayeth gonna swing at that zombie with a 6. So zombie can block this one. Zombie blocks that one. Activation of the next go round. Drayeth hacking zombies. Ooh, that is a crit. Basically, it's the natural. What's it called? Natural success. If you roll a natural 12, it's an automatic hit. So that'll be 1 damage to the zombie. And we'll see what the next activation is. Drayeth will hack zombie. Getting a 7. Zombie gets a 5. That will kill the zombie. Room is cleared. I do have some other things to do in the room. I have to make a roll to sense to see if the golem is still alive or not. And this is an arcane roll, which I know absolutely nothing about, which means that I'm at a -2 modifier to this roll. Oh my goodness. So that's on a 7, I needed a 7+. I sense life, and I have +1 to the CR roll in the next narrative challenge. After trading blows, it seems the giant has finally succumbed. Allendale, wiping the sweat from his brow, walks over to the jewel and scoops it up. He turns to you with a wide grin. This will fetch a good sum on the trader's market. Looking at him with a faint look of relief, you advise that the two of you make haste to the entrance. In a flash, the stone golem springs from the ground and flings itself toward Allendale in a last-ditch effort to keep the golden jewel in its presence. Which brings us to a narrative challenge. Look out! I gotta make an agility test. I really need this to go well. Oh, that could not possibly have gone better. That is a 13 on a target number 8. So I passed like a cat. Allendale swiftly avoids the deadly landing of the golem. The landing of the golem shakes the entire spire, as if the destruction of the golem is directly linked to the spire's structural integrity. It begins to crumble. Avoiding falling slabs of ceiling, you race to the entrance of the spire, exiting just in the nick of time. The rubble of Spire begin to sink into the ground, and as the very top of the spire buries itself into the earth, no sign of its existence are left. So after making it back to town, I'm going to get some pretty solid rewards for this because I passed that last narrative challenge. So the jewel will sell for 10 wealth, as well as one item listed on the back of the hero sheet that is 10 wealth or less, and I gain a stat point. So obviously I'm going to be reviving my dog, getting him back in the mix. He's level 1, so it'll cost me 7 wealth, which will leave me, I had 15 minus 7, so 8 remaining currently. For my item, I'm going to take a revive potion, which costs exactly 10 wealth. That'll give me 2 SP. Now here, I'm not exactly certain if this SP applies only to my hero or if it applies to the entire party, but I will find out before doing the next one. I'll try to figure it out. For now, I think it applies to the hero, but I'm going to mark it for everybody because it doesn't really say anything about companions leveling that I can see anywhere. However, I get 1 SP for the passing the check, and I get 1 SP for completing the adventure, which will take me to 40 SP, which will allow Dreyeth to level. And for my new ability that I'm taking as I level, I'm going to take Primal Rage. I'm just going to lean into the very honest, kind of dumb barbarian trope. So for 2 action, I go into a rage, and any attacks that I roll while in a rage can be re-rolled. The rage will end whenever I receive a wound. And with that, my friends, that brings us to the end of the first module for the Rusty Dagger, the Spire of Golem. I enjoyed playing and filming that thoroughly. I hope all of you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. And as always, I'd like to say a big, huge, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to our patrons who support us and pledge to us over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. If you enjoyed the content you saw here today and that's something that you would like to consider doing to help out the channel, go over there, check out the link in the description, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, including access to our Discord server, talk to me, hang out with me, talk about our work, what we got going on in the hobby, some shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out if that's something that you think you would be into. And regardless of whether or not you do that, I want you to know that I am incredibly grateful that you decided to stop by and spend part of your day with me today, rolling dice and pushing toy soldiers around. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, may the dice be ever in your favor.